Finally, the OnePlus has officially announced the Nord, OnePlus Nord, its first serious attempt at a mid-range handset since 2015's ill-fated OnePlus X. Yet despite the fact that it starts at just 379 euros, that is around $480, the phone shares a lot of DNA of the $699 OnePlus 8 released just a few short months ago, which along with the OnePlus 8 Pro was the company's flagship handset for the year. It's still got a 1080p OLED display with a 90 Hz refresh rate, sub 6 Hz 5G rapid charger, 30T fast charging, and the same 48 megapixel main camera sensor as the OnePlus 8. That's not to say there haven't been concessions made to reach this lower price point, the most important of which is the Nord is powered by slower Snapdragon 765G processor. But in a lot of other cases, the compromises are small. The Nord will be available in both blue and gray color with 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of internal storage for just 379 euros, or with the 12 GB of RAM, which is the huge RAM, and 256 GB of storage for just 469 euros, which is around $594 US. It will be widely available starting at August on 4th in the Europe, but OnePlus plans to sell some of the handsets early today via its own website at a John Lewis pop-up on July 31st. It's only coming to Europe and India for now, although OnePlus says it has plans for limited beta launch in the US. Let's talk about the 12 GB RAM cell phone. There are its rear cameras. On the back of the OnePlus Nord, you'll find 4 rear cameras, a 48 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, a 2 megapixel macro camera, and a 5 megapixel depth sensor. That's technically one more camera than the OnePlus 8, which lacked a dedicated depth camera. But the important thing is that the camera you will actually use to take your photos has the exactly same 48 megapixel Sony IMX586 sensor. The compromise meanwhile comes with the wide angle camera, which has half the resolution of OnePlus 8. When it comes to the front facing camera, however, OnePlus is actually breaking new ground with the Nord. Here you'll find 2 front-facing camera, including an 8 megapixel sensor, ultra-wide camera with a 105-degree field of view, as well as a more traditional 32 megapixel selfie camera. It means the screen's hole punch cutout is twice as big, but it's a useful feature if you are trying to take a selfie with a group of friends or just want to include more of your environment. Coming to the battery, it has the huge battery which has a storage of 4115 mAh. The OnePlus Nord will be using the Android 10. I think they should have waited another few months to add the Android 11, which is upcoming Android. The connectivity, they have Wi-Fi which is 802, which is the latest version. On first impression, however, the Nord doesn't feel that different in day-to-day use. It still feels quick and responsive. Its camera specs are in similar ballpark, and it's not missing out on any features that weren't already missing from the OnePlus 8, like wireless charging and an IP rating. The result is really interesting device that on paper at least ticks a lot of the boxes for what you would like to see in a modern smartphone, regardless of whether it's technically a mid-range or a flagship. That's especially interesting in a context of the recently released OnePlus 8, of which the Nord is definitely nipping at the heels. So what do you think? Are you going to buy the OnePlus Nord or not? If you think you should buy this phone, and make sure to leave in the comment section your reasons why you want to buy it, and we'll see you in another video. Keep visiting Tigers Schooling.